Welcome back to Better Living. I'm here with Dorian Hooker from Pro Day Performance Training. This is my kind of guy. This is what I love his shirt. It says, "It's supposed to hurt." Do you know how many times I have said that to kids, like during practices and things? I'm like, Zip it. My daughter used to tell kids when I was coaching, do not ask my mom for ice unless there's a bone sticking out. that was always my motto. Do not ask for ice unless there's a bone sticking out. That's who you mainly work with, is youth and younger athletes, isn't it?
Absolutely. And this was what I felt was a great market to look into, because of so many parents who are concerned about making sure that they get the proper instruction and that the training won't hinder some things as they grow.
There really is. You've got to be really careful. I see kids in the gym and they're doing things, and I know they shouldn't be doing them. They're lifting weights when they don't have the muscles yet to be lifting weights, and you really have to be careful, don't you?
Yes, you do. And one of the things I like to talk about with parents is some of the misconceptions about training and resistance training with kids. And a lot of times you'll hear parents talk about or be concerned with, will this do damage to growth plates and things like that? Or I heard that strength training isn't good and if they're not a certain age. But that is very much a misconception. I was certified in children's fitness, and one of the things that is something that should be a fact that parents should know is that any kid can do resistance training. It's just about the comfortability level of how they do it. Can they do at least 8 reps, and can they do it comfortably? No, they shouldn't be trying to max out on anything, and if they're doing anything and they're pre-puberty with a lot of stress and strain under 8 reps, then that's something that you want to be concerned with.
Do you work out with children individually? Do you work out with teams and groups? How do you do that? I
am kind of a la carte, if you will. I'll do teams, I'll do individual. I enjoy the small group training methods, and that's one of my big philosophies, is because I believe that the children, they push themselves, they push each other. And when another kid is next to someone else and he sees that he's not giving up, I believe that it gives more motivation for them to keep going. And so I like the small group method, which is about 6 to 8 individuals in a group, and they'll go on for so many weeks of training and grow and build together. And so I like that concept.
What ages can we start? I think we actually, have a picture of you with the rocket with the University of Toledo mascot. So you work with kids who are college age. Absolutely. But what age can we start kids at? Can I start them at 8? Can I start? Is that too young?
No, it's not. Actually, I begin my training at about 8 years of age. And so at that point, we start off with simple basics like proper movement, mechanics. These are the things that once we can embed those things into an 8-year-old, 9-year-old on the proper running mechanics and get him coordinated at a younger age, these are things that you don't have to revisit coming up. I'll have a child that's 16 or 17, and the toughest part is if he's been running flat-footed for all his life, and now we got to try to make a big transformation in a few months before his season starts.
You got to break a bad habit first before you can teach him. I always felt like when I was coaching those younger kids that even, I think parents think, well, if I had my child training when they're 8, then people are going to think that I think my kid's going to be some superstar. Not true. Your child may never compete in athletic events later, but you're giving them some good body development and body awareness skills that they will use as adults forever, whether they ever compete as an athlete.
Absolutely. But I'll tell you, even more importantly, the self-confidence and building of the self-confidence and self-esteem is bigger than even the physical aspects, because if you get a kid to believe that he can achieve something, then more than likely his body is going to work towards that. But if in his mind he doesn't even believe that he can achieve, then you're going to have a much taller road to climb in trying to get him to believe those things. So I'm big on building self-confidence first, and then we work on the physical stuff as well.
That's so very important. What can I do if I want my child or a group of kids, maybe it's my child and some friends, to be involved in some group training? Do you have a facility that you work them out at? Do I have to have a facility they can work out at too?
Well, I'm more than willing to visit wherever someone may be, but I do have a facility, and I am located in Holland, Ohio, right near Honey Baked Ham and Team Sports, actually. I like to give people an option on maybe building their own group, but I do, have the option of saying, well, if you want to get your team involved, we can do a team training. I had an opportunity this past summer to work with the Start High School varsity girls team, and that was an amazing experience for me to work with those young ladies. It was a period of time where their coaches and whatnot were not allowed to have practices with them or organized team training. And so parents organized, got them in, and so we were able to work for about 3 months to get them in real good condition, get them stronger and faster before the season started. So their coach was very excited about that. And so I'd like to encourage all parents to look at opportunities. If you have a team and it's an off season, look at doing some team training, getting those groups together and keeping them working. And it also builds great team chemistry in the off season.
It absolutely does. And the best thing you can do as a parent is keep those kids active. And moving.
Absolutely.
That is absolutely true. Pro Day Performance Training. Get in touch with them today. It'll be the best thing you do for your child and for their team. We'll be right back on Better Living.